What's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Desire is Everything podcast. I am your co-host, Jahsan Wright. I am a podcaster, an artist of life. I'm just leave it at that, an artist of life.
And I am your co-host, Sam Wright. I am also, of course, a podcaster, a father, a servant, a creation coach. I help people create the lifestyle they desire by just using the best version of themselves. And I'm just a brother, a friend, licensed insurance agent. I do so many things, and I found out yesterday that I don't sleep enough either, according to the people that was in the workshop with me. But what's going on, son?
He don't sleep enough. I'll tell you that. But, nothing much, man. How was your day yesterday?
My day was good. I went to an event put on by Joe and Melanie Ake. It was a workshop on being able to tell the story of your brand, and teaching us how to connect with our clients better. We learned that all clients have problems. That's why they come to you.
Yep.
So you have to be in pursuit of solving that problem for them. And one of the best ways to do it is to learn how to tell your story to get them to buy in or to get them to partner with you. So it was a great event put on by Melanie and Joe. Jamal showed up. I was there with Shelly. Made a lot of great contacts. I made a contact of Bass and Scott, brother by the name of Scott Bell. So, it's funny, small world connecting with him yesterday and just joking around about it. But all in all, just a great day.
It's a great.
What about you?
It was great. What I did yesterday, I had a photo shoot with Brennan yesterday morning, and before that, or not even morning, in the afternoon. And then after that, or during that, I found out that DeMond's book release the time got changed.
Mm-hmm.
And so we was downtown at the canal at 12, and the book release got changed to 2 to 4.
Right.
Which was also basically on the canal or just like around the corner.
Mm-hmm. At Black Vegan.
Yeah, so I had to run all the way back home, get changed, and then go back out there.
Tragedy.
And I was like, I mean, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, it's life.
Yeah, it's life. So it was like after that, but man, just being at the book release it was wonderful. Like, the backstory about the supposed to be at Skyline Club, but then it got switched.
Mm-hmm.
But to see not only the support that Damon had,
mm-hmm.
but for him to, still put the smile on and still be there and allow the energy of the room to determine his
outlook,
his outlook, his energy. It was wonderful because I know if it was me in his shoes, I would have been hurt because this is what you playing, and then everything that he's worked for and his whole purpose in doing what he does is to show the next generation of black men that there is a way other than the streets where he grew up.
Indeed.
And so when you put this on for people to come to the Skyline Club, because when you asked me about it, or when he asked me about it, not a lot of, I'd never been. And I can also probably attest to a lot of young black men who from his same environment haven't been to the Skyline Club.
Indeed.
And so it went into a plan, like when, as an artist, when you create something, you want something to go to plan, you want it to fit that storyline.
Of course.
But when it switches the day before, it's like, what do you do? And so when we always preach on looking at the positive side, or just, I don't even necessarily think it's the positive, but it's always your perspective on it. Like he can let that defeat him and say, oh, no, I don't even want to have it no more.
Right.
Why? He called the place, the Black Vegan place, at 10:46 p.m. the day of, or the night before. It was like, hey, you feel me? And they said, yeah.
So what that teaches you about life is there's a lesson in everything.
Right.
So the question that Damon has to ask himself now, and it's good, we're going back to reflection, right? Now he can sit back and reflect on what can I do different so this doesn't happen, or just what was the lesson that I learned from this? And then also, what did he gain from doing it at Blackly Vegan? Blackly Vegan. Like, the respect or connection might have been stronger between them now, because the fact that they, one, opened the doors for him, but two, it also might have brought some more exposure to them.
Facts.
Like I said, so now you've put yourself in this position or this relationship with them now where, hey, maybe next time you have something, you have it here. Or maybe next time you have an event somewhere else, we come cater it. Like I said, so there's always things to be learned and things to be gained from these life lessons that we get. So it's a good thing that, because mine was 25, right?
Yep.
At 25, he pushed through. Because like I said, he could have said, well, I'm going to cancel the event, or I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it outside. Like I said, I'm learning that everything happens for a reason. It just does. You just have to have the, like I said, perspective of, okay, what what did I gain from this? What did I learn from this?
Right.
A lot of people are not going to do that. A lot of people are going to pout and complain. Again, go back to the problems and solutions. A problem arose. He found a solution.
Yeah, and I seen your Facebook comment. I love that.
Yeah.
You said, "Folks, you're good. I'm proud of you for focusing on the solution and not the problem."
That's it.
And it's back to the exposure that both of them needed from or could have gained from each other. With Brendan ended up talking. He met two people, the two people that worked there.
Mm-hmm.
The one of them he talked to, he gave them his contact card to come take pictures for him, get some content for the restaurant itself. And the other one he talked to, they ended up going to the same school.
Wow.
In college.
That's
and so she ended up asking him like, "Hey, do you shoot sports photography, videography?" Because she plays basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the contact that he got now. Likewise, then, I mean, we all ate there.
Mm-hmm.
We all either grabbed a smoothie, grabbed some waters or some, I think they had some nachos or stuff.
Patronize that business.
Yeah, patronize their business because obviously we came here to support him, but we here to support y'all too because y'all allowed him to, put this on last minute pretty much.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, win-win. And so I know just with, business and just being a people person, you're going to attempt to build relationships, and that's always a goal of mine is to bring exposure to the businesses that people don't know about. Because there are a lot of smaller businesses out here who have the space for a business like ours, for podcasts, a clothing brand, personal development, all types of things that we love to do. But we also, the people that we're bringing out, we can expose them to where we're at or the facility. But sometimes the facility always, or not even always, but the facility will look at it differently than how you are. And so I know recently, same thing, just trying to expose a different facility or bring exposure to a facility, and they try to put all these stipulations on us last minute, and it's like...
Don't want to fly in our house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's like, y'all try to put all the stipulations on us last minute. It's like, that's not what we were trying to do. We trying to do this real small, but we're also trying to bring exposure to the event that y'all were holding at the same time. And so then it's like...
And again, it all comes with experience.
Yeah.
Business is business. Different people going to handle their business different ways. Being young, you might not know all the ins and outs to holding an event at a Flanner house or more of a public type of facility. So like I said, you might go in thinking, okay, just because you're holding an event already, we should be able to hold an event here without any extra stipulations. And like I said, you're dealing with a middleman, and the person above them might come back and say, well, did you tell them they need to do A, B, C, and D? Or, well, no, I didn't. Okay, so then when they come back to you, you might be like, well, dang, what we talking about? Well, yeah, well, someone above me, like I said, it's just so many different things that can happen. So, again, learn from it. Do you try to deal with the Flanner House again? Yeah, if it makes sense to. But if not, next time going in, okay, we're holding an event here. We need to know everything up front.
Right.
Because we don't want to come to Friday night and the event is Saturday, and now you telling us that we got to get a $500 liquor license, or now you telling us we got to have 10 security guards and a helicopter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be, you don't want to walk back into those things. So again, the next time y'all hold an event, make sure y'all know everything up front, because y'all been warned now by the Flanner House that things aren't always what they seem to be. Or is it somebody above you we need to talk to?
Yeah, and I think that's where it was, because I mean, we eventually talked to him, but it wasn't enough space in between for us to get all with the stipulations that they had. So who's to say they already had those stipulations in place for when something like this is being held? But since we didn't talk to him 2 weeks or a week before we were time to put on the event, it's like, dude, like, what do you expect us to do now? And so it's like you said, it's allowing yourself to get those things up front, and it comes with, the business aspect of trying to use facilities and whatnot. Just for people, you want to know what it is all up front that you need, so there's not a night before or a week of that you have to try to rush and like get solved.
And I would encourage, because we always talk about your net worth, your network being your network, your network being your net worth. So, or your net worth is a reflection of your network, however you want to say it. So start categorizing people. Okay, so when I need an event, I know to talk to JP at the England House, or I could talk to Mindy at the London Bridge. Start categorizing people, so when it comes times for these events to happen, well, we got 5 people with different venues that we can reach out to. So you're not, limiting yourself to one facility. So like I said, again, just like what happened with Damon, the day before, the day of, you find out there's a different stipulation. Because like I said, this is twice in 1 month that something in y'all group has happened to where, you've had to change something around, and you're at the point where it's time for this event to kick off.
Yeah.
So y'all have to start, like I say, expanding your network.
Yeah.
So you have all these people, and like I said, categorize them. I have these 10 people for venues. I have these 10 people for security. I have these 10 people for transportation. And like I said, y'all need to share these resources because y'all are forming this Justice League. Y'all are forming this commission of young Black brothers shaking and moving and making things happen in the city. So I would encourage y'all to do that.
Okay. And I can agree, because one thing I realized about Damon, he builds a lot of, like, even just the Black Leaf Vegan. You call somebody a 1046. Most people finna be
a business.
Yeah.
No, it's the business in general.
Yeah.
Like, Saturday, this ain't a good time to be. But like I said, Black Leaf Vegan understood they do collaborations.
Yeah.
I've seen them partner with other food places. Like, it's a young lady, what's the name of her business? It'll come to me, but she makes a fried cauliflower sandwich. Fire. First time I've had it, I told people it was like Chick-fil-A and Popeye's chicken sandwich had a cauliflower baby. The sandwich is fire. Cauliflower, fried cauliflower, right? She puts like lettuce, tomato, onion on it, and then she has 2 different sauces. One is like a sweet, spicy teriyaki sauce. The other was like a honey mustard sauce. The sandwich is $15. You only get a bag of chips with the sandwich. I was not complaining. The fire, when she first said 15, I'm like, okay, I'll pay for quality. The sandwich is fire, right? So one day I look up, because they had used to have events on the Eventbrite or Facebook. One day I look up, her and Black Leaf Vegan did something together, a combo where she just made the fried cauliflower and put it in a plate with Black Leaf Vegan. They did like some greens, macaroni and cheese, I think candy yams or something.
Yeah, I seen it had some mac and cheese.
Flame. But like I said, they're used to collaborating. So kudos to them for saying, yeah, you just hitting us now. You need to do it in 3 hours, 4 hours. We're going to go ahead and let you do it, because they understand it's power and collaboration over competition.
Right.
And now who knows what's going to come from this relationship between them and Damon, because we both know Damon is making moves.
Yeah.
Like, if Damon don't make it, something wrong with the world. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so that shows, like you said, the power and collaboration and power and proximity. Like, you literally putting your face in these different areas, you're bound to succeed because you're allowing people to see who you truly are, and now they get to watch you. Like, I've been to, where do we go? We went to Cleo's, and this was when we was planning the back to school drive. Me, Damon, Jamal, and Tyrus. And I seen Damon go up to the wall and grab about 50 business cards. And that was just to email him, hey, I'm having a vendor
that makes
this month or next month. Let me know if you'd be interested.
That makes sense.
But a lot of people wait to get business cards to when they see that person.
And then the thing I'm learning is, and I smacked myself the last couple of times I've been to events, but yesterday I did it. I'm connected with everybody in the room I can now. Somehow, some way, you're scanning my QR code to my Popple. You're getting my information, because what they don't understand is it's sending me yours when you sign up. So now I have no excuse to reach back out to you. And the good thing about Popple is it sends me reminders. Have you reached out to A, B, and C? I got to admit, when I first got the Popple app, I wasn't doing that. Now I pick a day. Okay, like today is my day. I got, I think, 10 contacts yesterday. I'm reaching back out to everybody today. Hey, it was a great meeting you. Here's my link. You need to schedule a call. Hit me up. The next thing I got to do is I'm gonna download a CRM app, and everybody I got on Popple, I'm gonna download to that CRM, and I'm just gonna start shooting out emails to them. Because I said, you have to continue to network if you want to be in the top 5%. Your network is your network.
Yeah, and that's I'm trying to get, like, I'm already, obviously this summer we've been busy just being in events, networking, but I feel like I want to take it to a next level. So, like, not only am I building a network, but what am I doing with it? Like, I feel like right now a lot of the stuff I'm doing is solely just to build who I am, but I got to build who I am with the people. And so how can I work with the people? What can we do? And so it's like multiple things that I think about, like, oh, I could do this or I can do that. Like, I want to do like a community game night. And I would hit Damon and the brothers about it, like, hey, let's do this community game night. And then a game we could play is, or we can play Brother Jamal's game. And I was like, preferably play Brother Jamal's game because that's something I feel like we need to learn in the Black community is knowledge of thyself. And so if you already have a game of learning about yourself or learning about the ancestors, let's do it. And so I want to do something with that. And then I also I think it was like the beginning of the summer in June, I did a vendor event, and I met a young lady and her mom who comes outside with the big games, like the big Connect Fours. Okay. What's the game called? The Sandbag Toss. I forgot the name of it. And stuff like that. But I got their card, but now I don't remember what I did with it. So it might be on my I know social media. Yeah, I mean social media I can search up on there, but
so this is what I encourage you to do. But I'm gonna let you finish. You have to invest in an app where you can just scan a card right then and there. Scan a card right then and there, because that's why I don't do business cards. Because the person you gives it to, they lose it, they don't have it anymore, and then what are you doing? We use, like me and Bass talking about, your phone is everything now.
No, for sure.
Put in your phone right away. So iPhones don't have an app where you can scan the card and say, I don't know. I'm an Android man, so I don't know. Well, go ahead. You were saying
our green text, but and I mean I got like
the color green.
I got like a stack of business cards on my dresser, but I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's on there or if I just lost it. I mean, it could be anywhere. But like you said, I need to invest in something that I can get them on my phone instantly because now it's like, okay, I don't have an option but to reach out to them because it's already on my phone and I'm on my phone all the time.
All the time.
And so I definitely agree with that. But no, I want to know if just figure out what's next. Like the month's coming up to an end. I know we got 2 vendor events this Friday and Saturday, but I want to do, like I said, I want to do something for the people.
Gotcha. So definitely follow through with that. I also encourage you to stop being busy. And what I mean when I say that is, it's easy to be busy, to always look like you're doing something. The key is to be productive. Anybody can be busy. Who's actually being productive? And with productive, you have results. You know, I know that I need to do inventory for the apparel. I'm too busy to do it. Yes, but what does busy get you? You don't get busy doesn't get you any results. Doing the inventory gets you productivity because now you know what you have and now you know what you can sell. Being busy looks like watching too much TV. Being busy looks like just being on your phone. Being productive looks like, okay, reading and putting something in your mind that can translate to results. You know, and like I said, far too many people are, man, I'm busy. No, you're not. No, you're not. Busy doesn't get you results. Productivity gets you results.
Correct.
So you have to work on being more productive now. That makes sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. And I thank you because now, like you said, perspective. That's how you look at it. You either, I mean, if you say you're busy, are you really producing anything out of that busyness? You're being productive, then you're getting a return on your investment.
Very, very.
And so that's deep. And then a lot of things, what I've been listening to is I need to focus more on assets rather than liabilities. Because a lot of stuff you can do, it can be a liability, like you said, just sitting on your phone and scroll. That could be a liability. Where if you really wanted to, your phone can be an asset for you.
Base.
Yeah. Your phone can be an asset for you.
Yeah.
And then I was listening, who was I listening to? I think I was listening to Myron Golden, and he made me look at like selling or having or being an author for a book different. Your book can be an asset.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's bringing a return on your investment. That's an asset, what an asset is. It can be a return on your investment, ROI. And so then I was thinking about like relationships. Are your relationships a liability or an asset? A return on your investment. You're investing your time into this person or into these business relationships, into whatever it is, followers on Instagram. But are you getting anything out of it? And so like following the shade room. That could be an asset or a liability. Yeah. So it's like, for a lot of people, it's a liability because the first thing they get up and do is check the shade room. That's their news channel. Where it could be an asset. Okay, I know I have a business, and I know the shade room probably averages at 500 to 1,000 comments per post. So let me go in there and comment, hey, this is my business, boom, boom, boom. Just using social media different. And you can do that because I know I tried to, I tried to do that couple months ago where I made a note of like every social media app I was on. This is my business, Die Fam Apparel, or Die Fam stands for Desires Everything Family. Our main goal is to help people reach their desires in life. And then just stuff like that, like the whole gist of that. And I would comment it like under people's tweets that went viral or under posts on like ESPN, under rappers' posts.
Nice.
And stuff like that. But eventually, like, I stopped doing it.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, I mean, that's cool starting out, but how can I really reach the people? And so an ad, like running ads, like I was talking to Mon, he was like, okay, so for all the videos that we do post on spreading messages and stuff, or just the podcast, we should run ads on them. So then people are more intrigued on the videos. Because I know it's harder to run ads for clothing brands than it is to, you know, have a video where people can obtain, like they're obtaining something as they're getting that investment or just seeing it. Because if I sit here and spread a message to help somebody or change somebody's day, all they got to do, okay, follow or save.
I like that.
And so they start saving, then that's when it clicks, puts your video into the algorithm. Where if it's a clothing brand, I mean, they might like it, or they might, okay, it's cool, but then are they really ready to drop that $40 or that $50 on a piece of clothing?
You just gave me something.
Yeah, so it's just, like you said, it's like how you, the asset liability.
You have to be able to learn from everyone. Doesn't matter someone's age. Go ahead.
Facts. And so it's just, you know, learning what the difference between the asset and liability. I mean, obviously, like the verification, the blue check that people were buying a couple months ago. Some people looked at it as a liability. Oh, you're just trying to be seen. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. But then some people looked at it as an asset. Okay, I'm the only one who gets to have this name on Instagram. I'm the only one who gets to, whatever the stipulations that came with it, that's an asset for people. They're going to get that return.
Which is it gives them more appearance.
Yeah. And so that's just, it's back to your perspective. Just like how business productive is. Now you got asset and liabilities. When people think of assets, they think of, stuff like owning a house. A liability like owning a car. But no, it's a lot smaller and it's a lot more tangible things that you already have that can be an asset, but are you willing to look at it like that? Are you willing to transform it into that? And so I think
that's a good game right there. You might need to write that down.
Trademark.
I ain't trademark. Just need to write that down and start pushing that as part of your message. I think that was a dope perspective. I never looked at. Like I said, I always thought of the big things of assets and liabilities. But like I said, you never, like I said, like Mace was saying, man, the world is changing so fast and so much. It's always something new coming along, or always a different perspective on technology, on way to look at things. It just, you have to keep up. So that's a dope perspective, a dope way of looking at assets and liabilities. Yeah, I like that.
Like I said, because that's really what made me think about it. Because when I listened to Myron Golden, and I think the whole thing behind it was when he talked about assets being, or a book being an asset. And I think from there, that's just when it like clicked. Like, okay,
I'm with that. Yeah,
like what are different assets? Because I mean, I've thought about, like, I've been thinking about more and more, like seeing Damon drop 2 books. It's like, okay, do I want to? Oh my goodness!
Look,
do I want to become an author? Do I want to write a book? And it's like, okay,
why not?
And yeah, why not? But my first thought is, okay, what would I even write about? Like, I know I got stories and I got like experiences that a lot of people don't have, but
I think that for me, just on the outside looking in, I think the simplest thing would be for you to write about what you know the most about, and that's you. About your journey from being, going from Avon High School to Covenant, because I just had to talk with Shelly yesterday because she was asking me about the crying story in Hawaii. And so I kind of gave her the background of, like, from the outside looking in, you played football in 4th grade, y'all won that championship. You didn't play again up to the beginning of 7th grade year. Broke a bone in your leg the very first week, so you didn't play again until your junior year in high school. Senior year, you're on a state championship team. You're one of a key component to your winning state championship. You were a senior, and like I said, and well, again, on the outside looking in, because I don't know what your thought process was and how you saw yourself in that after winning state championship. To me, it seemed like you were like, I'm good now. Like, you weren't taking your future seriously at that point, because like I said, you're a senior in high school, you just won state championship. And I'm like, dude, what are you going to do? Like, you coming home every day, you're not working out. Like, if you want to go to the next level, play football, whatever you want to do, you have to put the work in. And so you came to me, it's like, can you give me a gym membership? You remember what I told you? Do you remember what I told you?
Was it about us staying in an apartment and having that gym?
Yeah, I said I need to see you put some work in first.
Oh yeah, because I think I asked you about working with JP or something like that. MSP, wasn't it?
No, you asked me about getting I think you said that, going to train with him, and I think you was like, can I get you a gym membership? And I'm like, no, I need to see you put some work in. So we got a clubhouse. Let me see you work.
Yeah.
So when I first started seeing you go, I was like, okay, let me go over there and work out with him a little bit. And then when I saw you was putting the work, I was like, okay, cool. So then we went and got you an Anytime Fitness membership. And then, like I said, when you went to Hawaii and you got over there, you called me like, man, I get it now, Dad. I'm over here and life is different. I get it. So fast forward to now, your body didn't transform, your mind didn't transform, your circle didn't transform. Like all these things you're doing shows people that, hey, it's not just me. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a start process and everybody has a transformation process, good or bad.
Correct.
So you need to tell about your transformation process. I went from being, someone who didn't play football at a high level to being a top player on my team and win a state championship. Then I took a break. And then when I really took fitness serious, I transformed my body. And with that came confidence. With that came personal development. With that came entrepreneurship. All these things came because you took the step to say, hey, I want better for myself.
Right.
You made a decision. You put to death all other options. The suffix on the side is CID. Put to death all the options.
Yeah.
Suicide, pesticide, homicide. It all means in some form of way, put to death. You made a decision. I have to take the next step to being the best version of me. And you start off with fitness, and from there, everything else flows.
Yeah,
I would write about that.
In the place, and that's I appreciate you for even sharing that, because like now it gives like another feel of fire. Just okay, now I know what I could write about. But my perspective on the whole like the football thing, the Hawaii, I was just fulfilled at Winning State, because like that's something that you, or at least from my point of, or from my view and my point of view in my shoes. That's all I seen like growing up was, okay, he won state. Man, I don't want that feeling like
Dude,
what it is.
We won state. Like that's what a problem in my life. I had so much fun during y'all journey.
Yeah.
Like I actually felt like I was everybody's daddy, the sordid tiger. Like, so we felt like we was like y'all were our kids, and to see y'all dominate and then come this close to losing because of my guy, coach, to come this close to losing after clearly being the best team in the state, no matter what division, y'all came this close to losing it all. And like I said, it was just a triumph, making a defensive stance, and it was just amazing, man. So like I said, we won state. I'll tell you, that's just one of my proudest moments. And it had nothing to do with it being a sport. It had everything to do with what you had went through.
Yeah.
The accomplishment of buckling down, putting your best foot forward, and then being able to say, hey, I did it. I followed through. I finished strong, and we won.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Because it's crazy. Because even after winning state, I didn't care about any other sports. Like I was contemplating running track. I didn't even run track because I was like, man, I got what I needed out of high school sports. Like it don't get no better than this. So like I didn't really care about sports. But it's even back to the aspect of me working out. It was just, I said I wanted to, you feel me, go play college football, but wasn't working for it. Like you said, I was coming home, taking a nap, not doing anything, but hey, you want to go play college football. But then once I started working, I seen, okay, I only played 2 years and I was getting only the D3 school. I was like, all right, cool, I'm cool off that.
Yeah.
So what's the next step?
For me, it wasn't no point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already, like you said, I already did like school. There's really no point, and I have to pay to play a sport that chance of me making it to the league or even getting the contracts that you get out of it are slim, because not a lot of pros look at the D3 schools. And then they make you try out for the team sophomore, junior year, but y'all just promised me a roster spot. So it's like
the best time to perform to prepare for the future is now.
Yeah.
A lot of times we thinking, okay, well, yeah, I can still go to school and pay $100,000. I'm gonna play football while I'm there. I'll worry about my career later. No, if you want to do something in life and you know that this is only a very slim chance of you making it to that point, your best bet is to take the best bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again. Your best bet is to take the best bet. meaning that if you have a better chance at being an entrepreneur than you do at being an NFL football player, I will go the route to being an entrepreneur. That's just me. Because again, the likelihoods of someone going to a D3 school and making it to the NFL is slim to none. The likelihood of somebody going to a D3 school and being an entrepreneur, you have a greater chance of that. Or not going to a D3 school at all and taking the route that you took, going into an apprenticeship, and now look at you. You're a plumber, you're a shoe salesman, you're a podcaster, you're a brand owner, you sell clothes, like you do all these things because you didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And now you're not in debt. Message.
It's just, and I think that's the thing. A lot of people, they don't calculate the risk. Like my thing is I want to take a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
What is the outcome going to be, or what is the potential of the outcome going to be? So when I'm taking these risks, okay, is the risk to reward ratio higher or is it lower? So let me go ahead and take this one because obviously it's higher. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get more out of this risk. Even if it takes 5, 10, 15 years, it's going to benefit me more than doing that than, like you said, being in debt $200,000, and they want that. They determine when I can pay that off. They want that, okay, well, now you're done paying at 55 years old.
Yeah, because you think about it, you get $200,000 in debt to get a degree, right? It'd be different if you came out and you got a job that paid you that a year. Some people don't get a job in the field that they went to school for, or if they do get a job in that field, it's a low-income job. They might make $40,000, they might make $50,000, luckily. But like I said, you still have to live, right? So now you have these expenses that you're paying for. So now that goes from $50,000 to $30,000 because you need a home, you need a car, you need food, you need clothing. So you're still not even close to paying that debt off. So it's like at the end of the day, to me, what is the point? What is the point? Now, if you love, like I said again, if you like my daughter, who loves school, who has to have some form of education, I say go for it. I'm talking to the people who do not like school. If you are not a straight A student, a honor roll student, or if you do not like learning in a structured setting, then at 8 to 3, how the college setting.
Yeah, sometimes that's at 5.
Yeah, so however it goes, if you do not like that, there's so many other options out there.
No, fact.
But if you love school, do what you love. If you don't love school, don't do it. There's too many other options out here. Too many other options because you will not pay that debt off when it needs to be paid off.
And then it's back to exposure. Like, one of my stories is her just going to a school that all they push is college. Mm-hmm. That's why I see a lot of kids falling to, well, college is the only option. No, it's not. Yeah. Like for me, my counselor told me when I told her I was just going to go to trade school. Mm-hmm. She told me, I don't see you being a tradesman. I see you being in college. And it's funny to me because to me, like, you aren't in these classes and you don't sit here and like literally like math class. I asked my math teacher, I was like, am I going to need this 5 to 10 years from now? He's like, no.
I was like, there's the other crazy thing, right? Just simple stuff, right? You go to school for business. I'm going to major in business, right? You're learning from someone who does not own a business. You're learning from someone who has never operated a business. Now, it might be a few exceptions out there. Well, think about that. I'm going to school to major in business, and I'm learning from someone who has never ran a business ever in their life. But I'm going to pay you $100,000, $200,000 to teach me about business. YouTube University will teach you about business.
Literally.
The man who runs a corner store for 20 plus years can teach you about business. Your friend who's been selling t-shirts or you won't buy a t-shirt from, but you've been selling for 10 years can teach you about business. So like I said, it's just, the world, I love life, but it's things that have been put in place that have lied to us. Clark Bates, I want to say anything. But think about, and it's silly when you think about that. I'm going to pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars to teach me about business, and you've never ran a business in your life. And then you think of the people that go to school who are not disciplined, who have never been consistent in their life. what are they going to do when they get to school? Because they can't perform their self-identity. If you went through high school, sleeping through class, partying every weekend, always talking, not completing assignments, then you want me to sign up for this loan and I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do the same thing at school that I did, and I'm going to do the same thing at college that I did in high school.
Yeah.
It's just going to be magnified now because now I don't have my parents checking up on me. Now I'm with more people who are just like me.
Yeah, mentally.
So I'm going to go to school for maybe a year. I'm in debt because I've signed this loan application. Like I said, man, we have to be more comfortable and more confident telling these people the truth.
Yes.
So when it comes time for Levi, I'm going to examine what Levi did from kindergarten up to 12th grade year. I'll say, son, this is what I think you should do. In family business, you can do this, or you can do the thing you've been trying to do, or you can go to school because your grades say that you'll make it. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards him not going to school.
He don't even want to go to school.
Exactly, because by that time, the family business will be where he can jump right in and do whatever he needs to do, whether it's media, whether it's speaking, whether it's coaching. The family business will be where he needs it to be. But like I said, we have to stop letting our people make these bad decisions. We just have to.
And because I was thinking something, man, where was I? But yeah, and then it's the aspect of all this stuff when you get to school looks fun, like that freedom aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all not even mentally, like, the fact that my thing is crazy because the brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25, at least for males. I think women, it might be higher or lower in age, but for males, I know it's 25. So for one, you still got people growing physically.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got your maturity levels. So like you said, if you're 18 and your mom's still having to wake you up for school in high school, but now she sends you away.
Oh, trouble.
And then she has to tell you, hey, did you do your homework? And I'm talking about in high school. So now you get to college.
Not good.
Oh, well, do I want to do my homework? Well, no, it's a party tonight. Oh, my friends. Oh, bro, you got that weed? Oh, you got bottles? Who getting the bottles tonight? But these the same people, y'all want to take a $200,000 loan out. I'd rather you take a $10,000, $15,000 loan out for a business.
They ain't
yeah. They ain't gonna give it to you. But I'd rather you do that
chance,
than do it for a $200,000 loan and you're not even sure and you just there's no proof in the pudding. Like everything in life, they want you to be credible. And I remember you used to tell me this all the time. It's like, you tell me one thing, but you have no credit. Like no credit, you're not credible at all. Your credit score for that physical thing is just 0. So how do you expect me to believe you? And at that time, it's like, well, that's just you. But no, that's real life.
That's life.
Because
what does your track history tell me about you?
Literally, because you go to the schools and you do that $200,000. Well, I see you dropped out of school, or when you apply for the jobs. Mm-hmm. Well, I see you didn't pass this class, so your transcript says you had to take 5 years in college or 6 years in college rather than the normal 4. Well, now I got somebody else who graduated in 3. Man, let me take that person on 3. Mm-hmm. That's one thing, or just you dropped out. And then it's like, okay, I'm not going to really take you because you dropped out. But you shouldn't have been there anyway.
Yeah, should have never went. It's too many options out here.
Well, rather if you would have took the trade school route, well, let me just learn a new skill. Look at it differently. My perspective on it. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm applying for this job because I've been able to work with my hands and I graduated from that trade school and the company that put me in trade school loved me. And so now I'm taking a new route with it. And so this job is accepting me because I graduated trade school and I have that license. Now I can be a maintenance man for an apartment and I'm making this amount of money.
Mm-hmm. Versus being in debt, $200,000. But again, it falls back on to us as impactors and influencers. If we do what we're supposed to do, we will create opportunities where these people won't make these bad decisions. Like I say, everybody's not going to listen. Everybody's not going to follow along. But we have to continue, go back to the rubber band. We have to continue to expand so we can bring more people under us, more people in our circle that we can help not make those decisions. And then, that goes on the 4 of us here. We are all impactors. We are all influencers. So again, we have to continue to be there for these people because like I said, there's no need for everybody to go to school because they're not going to it's not going to benefit them in the long run. Not going to.
And I think, and that's something that I struggle with, is as far as the teaching, and not even teaching, but trying to the mentorship kind of aspect. Because it's like, okay, I want to mentor somebody, but they're just like standoffish. But I see like something like school, that's not for you, because you obviously didn't put any effort when you had the chance to learn and to put in the work. But I see it's like, okay, so like, how do you, when it comes to that, it's like, how do you, like, obviously we're not there yet, or we haven't built that type of relationship for me to tell that person that. But as far as being hands-on and still trying to help that
Are you talking about somebody in particular, or you just mean in general?
I mean, in particular, but I mean, I feel like this is something that, like, I'll have a couple, like, young kids who I try to, to guide, but then there's, like, always those couple who, like,
Well, this is the thing I want you to take with you today. Your obedience is tied to someone else's destiny. Meaning that there are people out there that need you to be the best version of Jahsan so that their destiny can be fulfilled. You won't know who they are until you make that step. Until you say, hey, Leroy, man, I see what you're doing in life, man. Here's my number, man. Call me. I want to talk to you. Or if you ever need some advice, shoot me a text. If Leroy calls, great. If you don't see Leroy again, that's not on you. But every time you see the Leroy, you should be dropping a nugget in Leroy. You should be dropping a seed in Leroy. And then you water it. So first time you see him, you drop the seed. Hey, man, I see what you're doing. I would like A, B, C, D for you. Call me. He doesn't call you, okay. You run into Leroy at the gas station. You drop another, you water him a little bit. You water that seed that you plant.
Sure.
Hey, man, I've seen your TikTok video. I wouldn't do this. I would do A, B, C, D. Cool. Leroy reached out to you yet? No, he didn't. You see Leroy at a basketball game. Hey, man, I just saw what you posted on Instagram, man. That was real nice, man. That was a good job. I'm proud of you. Okay. Now Leroy like, hey, he always, spitting game to me or give me some good advice. So now Leroy sends you a Facebook message. He lost your number. Hey, man, what you got going on this week? I want to talk to you. So now you're watering Leroy. His destiny is tied to your obedience. You didn't know what was going to come of it, but you had the courage and the faith to speak up to Leroy because you saw something in Leroy. You've done your part. You just not keep doing it. Not everybody's you're not going to run into everybody all the time. Not everybody's going to reach out to you. But you had to be obedient to your calling because you don't know whose destiny you're tied to.
No, that's facts. And I think that's something I beat myself up on, is I don't want to seem overbearing. And then I also know you have to take stuff like that as far as building relationships slowly.
Well, it comes with experience.
Yeah.
When you know people and you get a feel for people, you'll learn what to say, when to say it, or how to say it. Because a lot of times it's all about how you say it.
Yeah.
Jokingly, sternly, you just have to get a feel for people. If they take it the wrong way, they take it the wrong way. But you've done your part. You were obedient to your calling. You were obedient to your purpose. But if you never say it, you never know.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, Leroy's dead. So 2 weeks ago, young brother Stephen Blunt, 30 years old. His mother was one of your auntie Samantha's best friends growing up. His father, Reese, was a person I looked up to. Reese was always fly back in the day. He's married to our cousin Deidre now. Stephen reached out to me like a year ago. And I don't remember what, but I had found the notes the other day because, I'm always writing notes when I sit down with people. But he died. I guess he went to the grocery store. It was raining. He hydroplaned and died in a car accident. 30 years old. Young, good brother. He had been on my mind. But because I have so much in my mind, I'm busy, I never reached back out to him. Because anytime I sit down with someone, trust believe that they come back on my mind. Like, I wonder how such and such is doing. So I say that to say this. I wasn't obedient by reaching out to him. Now, I reached out to him, who doesn't mean that things would have changed, but I would have felt better knowing that I followed up with him.
Yeah.
No matter if it was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, or a year ago, I would have felt better because I know what my purpose is. I know what I'm supposed to be obedient to. And the fact that I didn't reach out to him, that's always going to be in the back of my mind whenever I think of him. So again, your obedience is tied to someone else's destiny.
Yeah. And I think the small things matter. I know, because I was watching, what was that, Reacher? And he, and the line that stuck with me the most was, an investigation, the small details matter, something like that.
Mm.
And it always, like, for some reason, that always plays a part, because I think when we, like, in everything we do, and if we're just constantly, like, going, like you said, back to the space perspective, we're just constantly going busy,
Mm-hmm.
we don't realize that if we pay attention to the small things, that matters a lot more than us not doing that small thing. And so it's back to, like, I don't know, just making a right turn and left turn, or just going the wrong direction or picking the wrong GPS. That 5 seconds or that 2 minutes matters, because say you did go the right place, then something happened, or you might have seen something that you weren't supposed to see.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. So it's more of paying. We just, need to focus on the small things. So, like, just reaching out or being consistent with the relationships that we build. I think that's, like, something that people, or just us in general, like, we definitely need to pay attention to and be more intentional about.
Indeed. So we'll leave y'all with this today. We are all called to serve. We all exist to serve. The question is what is your level of service? How are you serving? When you have a thought, when you have a desire, you have to put the work in to bring that desire into fruition. There's good desires and bad desires. We're talking about the good desires. We're talking about impacting and adding value to people. We all have assigned souls that we were meant to impact, that we were meant to help, we were meant to assist. So when someone crosses your mind, or when you know that you have a job to do, not even a job, when you know you have work to do, answer your calling in whatever way, whatever form you have to. And if you need help, we are here to aid and assist you in that. You can reach us on our social medias. You can DM us. You can find us anywhere, because we are here. We are active. We are present. Be productive, not busy. Desires everything.